Hi Jeff, thank you for sending in your video to the Golf Digest Challenge. My name is Chip Koehlke, the Director of Instruction at the Faldo Golf Institute, and I'll be analyzing your swing today. I've got you up here on the left-hand side of your video screen, and on the right-hand side I have Nick Faldo. I brought Nick up on yours to show you kind of what's going on with your golf swing. That bottom blue line, the blue line that I've put on both you and Nick, represents your shaft plane, or the plane that the shaft resides on at address. The red line represents a higher but parallel point of your shoulder plane, and the yellow line represents your spine angle. We want to try to get your spine angle to be near 90 degrees to the shaft plane. So the yellow line and the blue line should be near 90 degrees to one another. I want you to see here what your angle is. So you're about 112 where Nick's 93. So what does that mean? It means that you're standing too upright with your upper body, and when you do that, it makes the backswing move too far to the inside and around. If you think about it this way, a merry-go-round has an axle that's straight up and down, and the motion is horizontal. A Ferris wheel has an axle that's horizontal, and the motion is vertical. Well, the golf swing's neither of those. It's a blending of both motions. It's a tilt-a-wheel. So we want your axle inclined this way and the wheel going like that. So we need to get you tipped over a little bit more. But here's the general idea of what's going on. On the takeaway, the club is working just a little bit underneath the plane, and when it gets to a point where the shaft is parallel to the ground, it should also be parallel to the target line. In this case, the club's a little bit low and behind you. As we continue on, we see that the club sets very flat and through your right arm. Your left arm now is across your chest. So we'd like to see this closer to the red line. Watch Nick's backswing here. The club stays above the blue line, and then when it sets more vertically through his shoulder. As you continue on in your golf swing here, you start to lift with your arms to try to find some angle, and when you do that, the club shaft is actually pointed over that way or across the line. Watch Nick finish to the top of his swing. The shaft is actually parallel to the target line. So what ends up happening in your golf swing is that you have to find angle that you didn't create in your backswing. So that's when the shoulders kick in. So we really try to go at it with our shoulders here. And now the shaft is very steep, where a minute ago it was very flat. So you can see that the shaft is now vertical. It's up and down. It's right here, up and down. Watch Nick's. The shaft flattens now to look like the plane. As he comes down, his hands lower onto the blue line and the club goes back out in front. With you, you have to start standing up. And I want you to notice that yellow line that I drew in for your spine angle a minute ago. What just happened there? You've really stood up and tilted your pelvis towards the golf ball. So that's why your hands are so much higher than they were at address. And there's no room left in here for you. So how do you work on this? You work on it by getting that club to go away between the two lines. You want that club to go away in here, into that red circle. Look where you are. And there's where you need to be. We need to get the hands and the club out here. Then it's going to be much easier for you to round this thing off and get closer to that red line. As far as downswings go, you need to practice keeping your bottom out. Don't let that pelvis tilt inward. See how your bum came off of that red mark right there? And you need to feel like your hands are returning to address. The best drill for that is the start over drill. You just make your backswing and then you return to address. Make your backswing and return to address. And then start to try to make the real swing feel like that. I think if you work on those couple things, you're going to improve. Thanks for participating in the Golf Digest Challenge.